So, Arsenal 2, Everton 0. Max Dowman masterclass off the bench. My striker, Kenny. Yeah. Slots away the opening goal. Yeah. Bukayo Saka stinker. Madueke stinker.
Yes.
Declan stinker. Saliba, oh my days, bro. 29, oh my days. David Raya played all right. Yeah, I thought he was pretty good. However, we need a better goalkeeper next season. But we'll deal with that next season. But Urian Timber, who knew that he had an injury, Kenny, and he got injured again? Calafiori, he's fun to watch. Was he fun to watch today when he's playing right wing when he should be at left back? Yeah. Eze, absolutely atrocious until Dowman came on.
Yeah.
And then this manager, in his wisdom, decides to throw a 16-year-old boy into the lion's den, put Saka in the 10. I'm a poet, I fully know it. Put Rice in the 6, and Eze in the 8. And every time Dowman got the ball, not once did he pass to Bukayo Saka. He passed to the ball at Eze. And guess what? The cross he put into the box, in Kapi, that guy should start every week. Dowman should start every week. Yokeris should start every week.
Well, you know, only 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 to happen. I think Yokeris will start.
Kenny ain't having it.
Max Dowman won't start. I think Max Dowman at this stage of his career, again, you bring him on with the last 20 thing, because the other day you want the situation where there's tired legs on Tuesday against Leverkusen, and there's tired legs and that thing.
They drew with Bayern today, by the way.
Oh, that's a good point for Leverkusen.
They Jackson, Nico. Sorry to cut over you. Nico Jackson, one of the dirtiest tackles I've ever seen in my life, mate. He could have snapped that guy's ankle clean off the bone.
Is he set off? I hope he was set off.
Yeah, 42nd minute straight red. And then the second half.
First minute in the game?
No, 42nd minute. Yeah. They were losing 1-0. Yeah, they drew 1-1 Bayern away at Leverkusen. And then 84th minute, Luis Diaz got a straight second yellow. And they drew 1-1.
He's got no discipline, has he, man? But the fact is, I think the title's already done.
He got done for diving, second yellow. It wasn't a dive. It should have been a penalty to Bayern.
But you know the situations. When you think about the game today, one thing I would say about us today, if we go through the sort of like analysis of the game, you've got to give us credit. Second half, we kept going and pressure. Yes, there are times we gave the ball away. Yes, we couldn't break them down. Eze wasn't playing well, but Eze was working. He was working at the Everton goalkeeper Pickford. You know, that shot went straight, and then there was offside. Then there was a shot with his left foot, which just Pickford was beaten, but he went wide. So you can't knock us for the effort. First half, I thought it was really difficult. I thought Everton held their own. I thought Gay was brilliant for them. Gay and Dewsbury Hall were actually brilliant, and I thought Ndai held the ball up, and they gave us a game. They didn't just come to sort of like put men behind the ball. The second half, and they were knackered. Of course they did it, but that's the sign of things to come. It's a compliment that teams do play like that, because they are recognising that we are one of the best teams in the country, and that because we're one of the best teams in the country, we're the team in possession, but they are going to try and make it difficult for us. And, you know, sometimes we try to change the tactics. We try to be a bit more direct. We try to play, Madueke and Saka played a bit more direct and pace. Kaivert's movement is better than Victor's, from the start. And we tried it, but it didn't work. But the fact is, we had options. Martinelli came on, did Martinelli things, disappeared. Max Dowman, that's it. Now he's fully fit. Can't knock him, mate. I've got to talk about our first goal, the way he put the cross in. Pickford actually gets a hand to it, and it goes straight to Nkape. Nkape, straight to Gyökeres. I'll tell you one thing, Lee. If I could tell you what the atmosphere was like, let's just say it was like limbs. And when I say limbs, I mean limbs. I've got a woman in front of me, Fiona. She's gone through a difficult time. She was crying when the first go in. She cried even more.
Yeah, Kenny, up until that point, it was pensive. Everyone was quiet. And I see it on the screen, everyone was like this. Yeah. They were like Unai Emery against Frankfurt, stroking his chin. Yeah, they're all thinking, what's going on?
The emotions were all over the place.
As soon as we scored that first goal, the stadium, if there was a roof on it, it would have erupted.
The roof came off. And the second goal as well, where Everton had to do what they had to do. They had to, attack. Pickford had to join the attack.
Anthony. Saka is just another Anthony.
But Everton, like I said, played out their skins, had the shot, got blocked, and Dowman again. He was the coolest player in the park. He didn't try to do what Eze would have done, which is try to shoot into an empty net. He just calmed himself down. He saw Dewsbury Hall, put him in his arse, and just calmly put the ball in the net. For a lad of 16, what can you expect? But like, as I said before, I don't want any pressure on Max. Max is going to be a player for the future, but we don't want to do what we did with Nonny. Sorry, not Nonny, Ethan, where we overplayed him, and then he overthinks it, and then we're putting him out of line. We don't want to say for that with Jack Wilshere. The good thing about Max comes from like a situation where, economically his family are doing really well for themselves. He's got a good structure in there, and it's a situation where he can concentrate on his football. But the thing is that, the good thing about it is that we've got him off the bench. That's an option. Starting him in games is not the way.
See, I disagree with that. I'd start him. Yeah, because Bukayo Saka has fallen off a cliff, mate. He was awful, Kenny. Yeah, and you don't have to play him for the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You can bring Saka on for him, or play Saka on the left, or bring Madueke or Trossard or Martinelli. But you have to start him, bro. Look at Lamine Yamal. He is hardly a Lamine Yamal, bro.
And you hear that, but there's a situation where, look, there's
I know you know a lot more about football than me, and you're my elder, so I'm going to respect your opinion always. You know that.
Look, there is a school of thought. I had a conversation with Adrian Clark, ex-Arsenal player.
Yeah.
He's the Arsenal technician. He said that he asked me after the game, should Max Dowman start? So he's thinking that way as well. It's not just you. Ex-player Adrian Clark. There's other people who were at the ground that thought, Max would start. So it's not.
I said it from pre-season against Newcastle. The way he bullied Joel Linton, and Joel Linton's a seasoned bully in the Premier League. He destroyed him in pre-season, Kenny.
And that's the thing. What I like.
And then that's only one performance, but then we see him come on against Leeds and ruin the left back, get a penalty. Seen him against Liverpool come on.
Yeah, but you look at the situation regarding Max Dowman. There was loads of people around me included, that we didn't want Madueke to come off. We thought Saka could come off, but that's the thing. The school of thought around the club is that if Saka doesn't play, he'll play Madueke for the tactical, situation.
Defensively as well, yeah.
Situation tactically and the nuances. Like Max is an off-the-cuff play. You can't put too much pressure on Max. If you start Max, you're going to have to ask Max to do the things that he asked Saka to do, i.e. the pressing off the ball. And that's the same sort of job that you can do to Madueke. You can ask them because they're seasoned pros. Saka's got experience of playing the first team. We know Noni Madueke's played in Holland. He's played for Chelsea, he's played for us, and he's played big games.
But don't you think, like, technical ability-wise, Max's level is better than all of them? He's our best winger, Kenny.
Yeah, you say that, but the fact is...
Like, first touch, second touch, IQ. Look at his goal. He nods that round him, drops a shoulder, sends him back to Everton.
Say he starts at Wembley, and he starts at Leverkusen. The sort of things that you like, the off-the-cuff play, he won't be able to do the off-the-cuff play during the game, because when we don't have the ball, we're going to need it to do the dirty jobs. He's got to be able to stop the left back coming up.
Yeah, but this is why we're going to suppress this guy, Kenny. It's jarring.
Yeah, we are going to suppress him, but that's modern football for you.
But this is what we've done with Saka. And look at Saka. That guy was embarrassing today, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The problem is
that guy couldn't trap a bag of cement.
I hear you. But the problem we've got in football now, unless Cesc Fabregas, and I know I don't like the man, unless he gets his way, and he's successful at Carmo, he gets a big job where he's successful, and then we change the way we play, we'll be able to see a lot more Max Dowman. We'll be seeing the best of Wanyeris. But at the moment...
Same with Hansi Flick and Luis Enrique, right?
But at the moment, Hansi Flick is successful, but the fact is that all it takes is for Hansi Flick not to win La Liga, to get actually smashed in the Champions League, and then what will happen is that he'll revert to the type and he'll be organised. And that's the problem we've got at Arsenal, is that for Max Dowman to succeed at this club, at the moment, at this stage of the season, coming off the bench is probably the best, because we'll be able to see the off-the-cuff play. Then we'll be able to see him beat his man. And then, because what we'll be doing is that for him to come on, we're chasing the game. we're trying to get the winner, or we're a goal down, and that's when you're going to see the best of him. But unless we're winning 4 or 5-0, I can't see Max Dowman coming on the pitch.
Yeah, this is why I get the yeah, because it's like, Kenny, I swear, for 70 minutes in that stadium, and you was at the stadium.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, for 70 minutes, that stadium was on edge.
Well, that's
Yeah.
with that.
As soon as Ian Jokeris came on, not so much Jokeris, but as soon as he came on, yeah, and fair play to the manager. He threw the dice and he changed it up. He put Rice in the 6, put Eze in the 8, put Saka in the 10, put Dowman on the right, yeah, Martinelli on the left, yeah. Jokeris self on. But at the same time, bro, that performance he got man of the match, by the way. Yeah, and rightly so. Right, but at the same time, that performance, yeah, do you know, maybe I'm over-egging it, and maybe I am,
Really?
and you're bringing me back down to reality, because that's how we are, yeah? Right, but...
Let me just cut in for 2 seconds. Let's be honest with ourselves. Without the 89th minute goal from Jokeris, and without the 97th minute goal from Max Dowman, it's a 0-0. This is a different podcast, or different fan cam, and it's a different perspective. It's frustration where we're going to forget that we actually did try to win the game. We're going to forget that we did try to, like I said, we were on the front foot. We did raise our tempo, but Everton repelled us. But it'll be different. We're going to forget all that. We're going to say we were poor and bad, but now we've won. Of course,
nobody's going to talk about the penalty.
No, I was going to talk about the penalty.
Nobody's going to talk about Beto penalty from Saliba. He was awful. Saliba was awful, by the way.
And that's the thing. That's the problem. What I'm trying to say is that
it all gets masked.
It's going to get masked. But the thing about it is that we're very much in a stats stage where people don't really watch much live football. They don't have the time. They don't have an attention span. So what they do is they'll look at the highlights, look at the stats, and then they'll say, "Well, what are you talking about? We won." Oh, the way they're talking, you'll think we're not 7 points ahead, and that's what it is. If people simplify things, if you to tell, if I was to say to a young fan now that Michel Platini is better than Zidane, they're not having it because they won't be bothered to go back and look at Platini, how Platini won the 84 European Champions in the zone, which is a
3 Ballon d'Ors in a row.
Yeah, but that's a level that surpasses Zidane's performances in the World Cup, where he only actually turned up in the final.
And he won 3 Ballon d'Ors in a row.
Yeah, but he got sent off against Saudi Arabia, didn't play a couple of games, and then turned up in the final, scored 2 headers, but Zidane's levels above Platini. But that's how football is. We write history because we don't actually watch the game. We forget what he did because we look at the end result. And that's the situation. But at the end of the day, you've got to look at the situation. There's one more thing I would like to say before Jez gets on. First and foremost, I spoke to a good friend of ours, Andy. He was in tears after the match, by the way, and he said it goes 2 ways. We don't win the league, we won't be able to lift ourselves again. If we win the league, we'll win it for the next 3 years. I will dominate football because it'll be a situation where this team knows how to win. So that's a challenge for everyone at the football club.
That League Cup's the most important trophy.
Yeah, because it's silverware and it's first game to silverware.
Yeah, that's the first silverware they will win.
Yeah, but it's not going to be easy. We don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening at the London Stadium. But but one thing.
It's still 1-1, 70 minutes, 69 minutes. Haaland's just missed a sitter.
What we do know is that both teams have their strengths and both teams have their weaknesses. Their strengths are that they've got loads of options, attacking options off the bench. Our strength is that we've got resilience and we have got defensive organisation.
We know how to scumbag a win.
Yeah. But
Man City don't know how to scumbag a win.
Well, I don't know, man. They nearly
Haaland's just missed an absolute sitter.
Well,
you got Pep in the stadium. This is how comical this league is. Yeah, you got Pep in the stadium on a touchline ban, on the mobile phone with Pep Linders on the touchline with the AirPods in. He's on the phone to him.
He was at Liverpool last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's on the phone to Pep Linders with the AirPods in. He's got his phone in the pocket. Pep Linders on the touchline. And Pep, bro, at half time, he fucked off down the tunnel. Pep, bro, what they should do, anyone who gets a touchline ban, get the FA or the PFA or whatever,
to follow him.
Get him to sit in a room with them, and say you've got no contact with your staff.
Exactly.
But the whole thing's a fugazi. It's a facade, bro. It's a comedy show. Yeah, Man City are going to beat them. They'll win this game. Then nearly scored again. Nearly scored.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, Bernardo Silva's goal. He tried crossing it and it went in. I didn't see the West Ham goal.
But the fact of it is that you got to remember one thing. We don't realise how powerful Man City are and how much.
We need West Ham to win, Kenny. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. But in
Yeah,
terms
because
of,
we
like,
need Tottenham
punishment-
relegated.
Yeah,
Real
but
talk.
In terms of punishments, right? In terms of punishments, you and I know the Premier League have no intention of docking Man City many points, and they're certainly not going to relegate them because Man City are the cash cow.
Facts.
Pep's
Facts.
cash cow. But I'll
And
let
on
you
that
go.
bombshell, shout your Instagram out. I'll share your
My
post
name-
in a
my name is-
second.
I'm at Kenny Ken 1972. I don't know how to rap, but I certainly would do a better job than go boop bop 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 beady bop beady bop beady bop bop beady bop beady bop beady bop bop. Seriously, that diss track, is that the best you could do? I used to remember when rap was rap, not bop beady bop.
Jungle
beady
is
bop, bop,
massive.
beady bop,
Jungle
beady
is
bop, bop, bop.
massive.
That's
We
what they're
remember
doing.
jungle
All they-
music, Kenny.
Yeah, but all they're doing is beady bop beady bop beady bop bop. And what are you doing in an Esso station, mate?
Shell.
Oh, well, sell SO, petrol station, do better, mate.
I don't mind, Kenny. I'm going to put Selective Badness on a hoodie and it's 150 quid.
Well,
And do you know what? I'm going to put pork chop on it. Yeah. And I'm going to give you every penny and every pound that I make off a pork chop. Put your nuts on the table. Yeah.
Dibbly dobbly.
Dibbly dobbly. Every single phrase you have, I'm putting on a t-shirt, a baseball cap and a hoodie. And every single penny I make off of that, yeah, I'm going to give you every penny of it, mate.
Well, thank you very much. So, what goes for the season? Anyway, we've got Jezzy's next.
Love you,
Jez.
bro. I love you. I'll share your Insta in a minute, yeah?
All right.
Love you, brother. Get him safe, all right?
Definitely, we'll do that.
Take
yeah.
care.